Welcome back. The time is now 5:25. It is time for a history lesson, courtesy of Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep.
ABC Columbia's Matt Perrin gives us a look inside the Post as he breaks down the Oscar nominees for Best Picture.
Welcome to day 3 of the Oscars overview. Yesterday I told you that today you'd be hankering for today's Best Picture nominee. Why is that? Well, Tom Hanks, of course. Today's Best Picture nominee tells the true story of the Washington Post taking on the government in Steven Spielberg's newest offering, The Post. Our film begins in 1971. Kay Graham, played by Meryl Streep, is the first female newspaper publisher. She runs the Washington Post, which at the time was considered a small local paper. She's trying to open the paper on the stock exchange as an IPO, but investors are worried having a woman in charge. Ben Bradley, played by Hanks, is her head editor at the paper. Suddenly, the New York Times receives government secrets exposing a four-president cover-up about the Vietnam War. They publish a few stories and then are hit by an injunction from the government. Ben is in a hurry to play catch-up. Being that the Times is no longer allowed to publish, he knows that if he can get his hands on those pages, they can publish the stories with no competition. The race is on. Ben has his top reporters searching. One of them manages to connect the dots and figure out who must have stolen them originally, and through some covert operations, he manages to acquire them himself. Knowing that the documents are on the way, Ben has to meet with Kay. She never thought they would get the report, and it definitely paints some very close friends of hers in a not-so-favorable light. She has to decide if by publishing these top-secret documents, if it could put soldiers in harm's way. They also soon discover that their source may be the same as the New York Times, so if they publish, they will risk a contempt of court in jail time. As the movie progresses, these are the tough decisions that must be made. The paper could be dissolved, jail time could be served, and the full wrath of Richard Nixon could be brought down on all of their heads. Is it worth all of this to defend the right of free press? The lines have been drawn for the first real battle between the press and the government, and although we all may know how it plays out, we're still on the edge of our seats to see how we get there. So every year of late there's been a pattern. Tom Hanks does a based on a true story movie and it gets nominated for Best Picture. We had Captain Phillips, we had Bridge of Spies. Sully is the only exception last year. Now he's in this film alongside Meryl Streep and directed by Steven Spielberg. You would think that this would be among the frontrunners, but let's slow down just for a second. First off, it was supposed to win all the Golden Globes, which, as we all know, didn't end up happening. But that's no big deal. The Golden Globes aren't necessarily a predictor of the Oscars. It may still have a chance. But the reason I feel that this movie isn't going to take the statue is that it's too much like Spotlight, the big winner from 2 years ago. That was a movie with another ensemble power cast exposing a story that was trying to be repressed. I don't think that they will award repeat stories like that, just like I said was the case with Call Me By Your Name and Moonlight. That being said, this movie is fantastic, a definite must-see and well-deserving of the nomination. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for a nominee that is the epitome of coming-of-age films with an Oscar-nominated cast to boot. And don't forget to tune in next Sunday for the actual awards show airing right here on ABC Columbia. This has been your Oscars Overview. Back to you.
Back to me? All right, well, how about this?